The Monstrous Playbook is an adventure podcast for grown-ups. It contains violence and profanity and deals with adult themes that may be uncomfortable for some listeners. Specific content warnings can be found in the episode's show notes. Listener discretion is advised. This is not only your world. You are not only yourself. These are the players, but this is no game.
I'm Miah, and I play Sutton Malone.
I'm Drew, and I play Robert V. Slaughter.
I'm Lauren, and I play Jack Harrow.
I'm Jonny, and I play literally everybody else. This is Channels. Broken River, Minnesota has always been a growing city that never seemed to grow up. It was always a river town. It used to be a shipping town. In the frontier days, a number of tributaries converged here, making it a natural transport hub. But as the city grew, the rivers were covered and canals created to control the water and allow the community to grow. But as the waters flowed out of control, the canals dried up and the city got its name. The rivers broke. Today, it's still a river town. Folks have come from all over to man the Gopher Tech hydro plant. But then, some folks have been here for a while. Folks like Sutton Malone. She may look young, but don't let that fool you. She's wiser than her years, and more dangerous. Or Robert V. Slaughter, the janitor. He's lived more life in this town than some city folks will ever see. And some are new here for other reasons. Like the new bartender, Jack Harrow, who's just about to start her shift at the bar they call Dog Tags. And that's where we will begin. Jack, you are sort of in the back getting ready to start your shift, putting on apron and such.
And how long have I worked here?
Not long, I think. How long have you been in town?
I think we said I moved in around like 6 months ago.
Okay.
So I'm not sure how long I've been here. A few months maybe?
Probably a little less than that. I think you probably would have kicked around and pounded pavement for a month or two, but maybe 3 or 4 months you've been working here.
Okay. Still newer.
Probably got a few regulars who still call you Jamie.
Oh, God. I correct them. It's Jack.
Right, Jackie.
Okay. Yeah, I got my apron or whatever, I guess. What shift am I working? What time of day is it?
I think I wanted to start you all sort of mid-afternoon. So I think this is going to kind of be coming out of lunch, like 2 or 3. This sort of changeover. Okay.
Yeah, I'm getting ready for my shift. Put on my apron, I guess. This would have helped if I've ever bartended in my life. And I'll go out to the front to the bar and start, I don't know, cleaning some glasses or something. Bartender shit.
I think you're going to be surprised by the person who has been sort of your parole officer, as it were, reluctantly, given that this is a small town, is a detective. His name is Behruz Abbasi, but everyone calls him Barry. And he's here. He's at the bar, dressed unfamiliarly. He's wearing just a regular t-shirt and a denim jacket. He has, military close-cropped hair, pretty dark skin, and huge bushy eyebrows. Mm-hmm. And I don't think he notices you yet.
Okay. Do I know much about him?
You know that he doesn't like that he's the one you have to check in with. He resents it as a responsibility. He's a detective, damn it. I think, you know what? First roll of the night, roll investigate a mystery.
Okay. 9.
What one thing do you want to have sussed out about him?
I guess the thing that would be on Jack's mind is he there for her? Like, is she in trouble somehow?
Oh, you're trying to figure this out.
Yeah. That's where her mind goes first.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
He is? Okay.
Yep.
Shit. Okay. Then in that case, I pick up a crate and I just walk into the back room.
Roll act under pressure.
I have 1 to my act under pressure, so that's also a 9.
Okay.
I'm just gonna delay as long as he can to see me. I'm like, no hell, yes. No chance in hell am I talking to the cops.
But what I'm telling you is that out of mixed success, you have a worse outcome or a difficult choice. So your intention is that you want to get into the back without him seeing you.
Yeah.
So I think that will mean either you move so quickly that something in the back will break and your boss soldier will be mad at you.
Uh-huh.
Or you make the clunky flippy door flippy and clunky in such a way that he will know that you had been standing there.
I think I'd rather have my boss be angry.
All right. So the flippy door slides silently, and then you rush through the back, knocking over an entire plate of empty glasses.
Shit. Sorry, boss.
From back here, you can also see straight into the office, which is for sure where Soldier is. And I don't think he even looks up. He just will like wordlessly hold up a finger at you.
Yeah, right back at you.
You'll hear about it later. Probably in writing. He doesn't talk much.
Yeah, I'm just going to try to like busy myself.
Hide back here?
I don't know what I want to do. Is there anybody else working here? Or am I the only bartender working?
Well, there would probably be, you'd be changing over the shift. So whoever else would be here bartending would be finishing up a pretty long one.
What's their name? This other bartender. Sorry.
Let me check my documentation. You know what? Her name is Darla.
Darla. Hey, Darla.
Yeah.
I know you're wrapping up. Could you do me a favor? Could you go check on that guy up front, real quick? I gotta go get something for Soldier. Just maybe check on him and see if he wants to close his tab out or something.
Roll manipulate someone.
9. Just keep rolling 9s.
I think she's gonna take a deep breath and sigh and say, I'm coming off of 7 hours.
I'm just following the boss's orders. And you know what? I'll make it up to you. I'll cover an extra hour for you next week. How does that sound? Huh?
Okay. And you give me an hour of your tips tonight.
You strike a hard bargain, Darla.
Don't you forget it. And she will skirt past the pile of broken glass and say, and clean that up. And then flip out through and off into the bar.
I'm going to just like awkwardly watch and see what happens. Like mopping whatever she told me to clean up.
And you see her like sort of lean over and chat to Barry, and he says some things and she says some things. Then she turns over her shoulder and points right at you.
Like try to like move back.
And Barry absolutely sees you.
Fuck. I delayed as long as I could. Now I have to walk. I have to work an extra fucking hour. I have to give her my tips.
You didn't tell her not to.
Yeah, that was my own fault. Shit.
You wanted to see what he was looking for. It's you.
Okay, fine. I will walk out.
You hear like a Harrow.
Hey, if it ain't my friend Barry, what's up?
How's the new place?
It's shit. What do you care? What do you want?
He's gonna like reach into his pocket and beckon you over to where he is.
I'll approach very guardedly, cross my arms.
All right. He's gonna pull out his phone and show you a picture of what appears to be some of the garden level apartments they do look familiar because it's your apartment building and the windows are broken. I know you're a bit more sophisticated than this, but does this seem familiar?
Oh, wait, are you think I did that?
I didn't say that.
Burglaring my own apartment building. I'd have to be real fucking dumb.
Are you?
No. Look, you know what, Barry, if you have questions here in a police capacity, maybe don't approach me when I'm at work.
I'm not here in a police capacity.
Well, sure fuck sounds like it.
Just worried about my community and one of its new members.
Does he know much about my past?
I mean, he knows about your rap sheet.
Well, it's really hard for a girl to make a life here. I'm just trying to start fresh, Barry. It's kind of hard with the police keep hounding me. There's something I can help you with. Because I can assure you, I didn't do this. So maybe you should be looking somewhere else.
Roll manipulate someone.
8. Make successes all day.
God damn. We are crushing it. Okay, this is good. Look, all I'm saying is it would be really helpful for me if you could account for some of your whereabouts and the door slams open. The front door to the bar is thrown open and someone practically falls in. And it takes a minute for the door to shut and the sunlight to clear out from behind them before you can get a good look at him. And it's really scruffy looking guy. and it's hard to tell what color his clothes are because he's covered in blood.
You might want to take your attention over to that guy. I point.
Barry will run over to this guy and help him to sit down.
I'm going to see if we have like a first aid kit and grab it.
All right, you for sure do.
And get some like rags or something. I don't know. Try to help him. And I come over. What do I see? What's going on?
Roll read about situation.
Let me guess. Give me another mixed success. It is a mixed success. 9.
Goddamn. One question.
I guess like what caused it? Like what's the cause of injury?
I think the best I'm going to be able to tell you on that is so you go over to him, you and Barry, and you like, the guy himself is like pretty homeless. Really scraggly long beard, really scruffy hair, really old stinky clothes.
He loiters around the bar sometimes. I give him food.
Well, yeah, he's a paying customer, usually. Yeah. You don't ask a lot of questions, and you probably don't even serve him that much. But if he has a name, I want you to give it to him. His main injury, as far as you can see, is a single set of 3 slash marks across his chest and neck. Barry is asking him questions cop style, which is to say very loud and very forceful. And he's not really talking to him. When he asks, like, where did it happen? He just kind of points vaguely. And when he says something like, who did this to you? He just shakes his head.
Hey, Barry, maybe you should just take it easy. Let this guy catch his breath. I'm going to like try to, I don't know, clean his wounds.
Weren't you just telling me to worry about cop stuff? Doesn't this qualify?
Yeah, you could just work on your tact a little. I think the homeless guy's name, I want to call him, I don't know why Sven. Sven came to mind.
Okay. Sven the Vagrant.
Hey, Sven, what happened? You got some pretty gnarly cuts here. Everything, what happened? I'm just like trying to help.
Roll manipulate someone.
Hey, that's better. 11.
I was really hoping for mixed success that time. I was sleeping down by the bridge tunnels. He's looking shifty. A lot at Barry. He's like, and something buddy attacked me. Looks at Barry and then looks at you and just shakes his head.
Hey, Barry, why don't you, there's some more rags over by the bar. You want to go grab those?
I wanted you to roll manipulate someone again so bad.
Come on. Hey, hang on, it's cocked. It's a 6 on the first one. Hey, double 6s. 13.
Okay, I think Barry's going to be like, okay, but keep pressure on and like rush back.
Okay, now that he's gone, why don't you tell me what happened? What'd you see?
You're going to tell me I'm crazy.
I mean, Sven, that's why we love you here.
Not like the fun crazy. You're going to say I'm the weird kind.
Just as cool.
He's going to look over his shoulder and see if anybody else can kind of see. Some folks are peeking out behind the bar. Darla's taking a look now, fanning her face, probably texting somebody. And he's going to lean in close and go, it was a goblin.
A goblin?
Or a river troll, not sure which.
Oh, okay. You said it was over by the bridge?
Small fella. Big, great ears. Greeny skin. Blue scarf he had.
You said blue scarf?
Aye. Oddly dressed was he.
And he scratched you with his claws?
In answer to that question, he's just going to go and hold up his hands and fingers.
How is his wound, by the way? Like, am I able to like help bandage him up a little bit?
I think it's pretty shallow. I think that with the like gauze and tape that you've got and rags and such, it's probably bleeding a fair bit, but it's fleshy. It's not threatening. Okay.
Even so, I feel like he might need some medical attention beyond what we can provide here.
Very likely.
Okay. Did you see where this thing went? This goblin?
He's gonna look around again. Promise you won't think I'm crazy.
Scout's honor.
Into the canal tunnels and shimmered away.
Aha. Did it say anything? This goblin?
I think from behind you, you will hear Barry say, did who say anything? And we're gonna jump away. 2, Robert V. Slaughter.
Oh boy.
perhaps about the same time of day, you are doing your work. Well, as best you can, because the building chatterbox has been following you around again. There is an 11-year-old boy who is just fully pestering you.
Nathaniel.
Absolutely. And he's just like following you everywhere you go. When you post up to like clean something, he'll like sit down and lean against the wall and be like, is Slaughter like really the name you were born with? Or did you pick it out of a hat? Or like, did you write it yourself? Like sometimes a professional wrestler will be like, my name's Hulk Hogan, but really his name isn't Hulk Hogan. I don't know what it is. I'll probably look that up later. I like to look things up. I'm going to write that down. Then I'm going to look that up. Look up what Hulk Hogan's name was. Is that something like you did with your name?
Oh, you sure are a funny fella. It's just Slaughter, nice and simple, but it does give me a chuckle.
Oh, it kind of gives me a scare. I guess sometimes people think that sometimes something is funny, but then I think it's scary. But then sometimes I think something is scary, and then people think it's funny, and then I don't know what I want to do with it.
What kind of things do you think is scary?
Gets a 1,000-yard stare, looks off into the corner, and just goes, clowns.
I
feel you. Relatable. Mm-hmm.
Very relatable. Those nose, I tell you. Don't trust those nose on those clowns.
Anyway, are you going to fix the scratches in the basement?
Well, I haven't heard of those. What's going on with the basement?
I talked to my Uncle Mike, and he said it's probably like a possum or like a raccoon or something, but I don't think we have possums up here, and I don't think they would be very basement-y things, but my mom does tell me that it's probably not anything, and I'm just thinking that I saw something that was actually like a video game or like a dream I had.
Well, I think we do get possums around here. They're quite great creatures. I do say so myself, so nothing to worry about, but I might go check it out.
His eyes light up. Have you seen a possum?
Yeah, it's like a cute big old rat.
He's going to hold his notebook out to you and give you a pen and be like, could you draw me a picture?
Well, not too good with drawing. I can describe it for you.
Okay, go.
Well, you've got a face and it's furry. Think of like a rat, but it's different. Maybe a little bit bigger.
As this is happening, I love the idea of like a sort of mid-30s normie couple wearing matching North Face vests walks by as you're just describing a possum to this kid, and they just look at each other like, okay, this is where we live. Is a possum big enough to break a window?
Depends on how hard you throw it.
That'll get him. And he will laugh and fall back onto his back. You're really funny, Mr. Slaughter.
Oh, thank you.
So do people call you Bob or like Robert or like Mr. V?
Bob or Robert. Rob, usually. Rob's probably the best.
I'm sorry, this is rude, but he's going to be very rude. What did your wife call you?
Oh.
Well, she called me Rob. Robert, usually. Robert was her favorite.
Did you have kids?
No, we decided not to.
Did you ever throw a possum?
Well, don't tell anyone. But a raccoon is similar to a possum in size and weight. And one time I did have to throw one. You don't want to get rabies, but you don't have to worry about that with possums. They don't spread rabies.
A door is going to open and an old woman is going to be like, are you going to talk about vermin all day or are you going to fix them damn windows?
Windows? First the basement, now the windows. What's going on? Your windows? Whose windows?
Windows of the building. They get in any place and then they can get all up in us.
Well, I guess I'll just have to take a look. Gonna have to talk to the building manager maybe, see if we can get some glass.
I think Nathaniel at that is going to say, can I come look at the windows but not to talk to the building manager because he's kind of scary?
Well, come along, Nathaniel.
All right.
Do we have a name or a building manager, a name for that?
Well, we do now, but we don't have a name.
Building was River Bluffs. We don't have a name of a manager, though. Their name is Penelope. Yeah.
Oh, exactly. Penelope.
Name her Penny. Yeah,
I like
that's
Penny.
what I was thinking.
Penny's nice.
Mm-hmm.
Is Penny an actual nice person, do we think?
I was just going to say, I'm like, I don't know of any building manager that's been nice.
All right, her name is Penelope Felt. So Nathaniel is gathering up all of his things that he's almost certainly scattered around here. He has a little Game Boy SP. He has his notebook, and he has a separate notebook that's just for drawing things in. And then he has like a little set of 4 colored pencils and he just packs them all into his backpack and throws that on. He's like, let's go look at those windows and not talk to the building manager.
Well, Nathaniel, let's go check out these windows, see what's going on.
Okay, the two of you go downstairs and outside. I think, did I tell you guys how big the apartment building was?
I think you said it was 5 because you asked me what floor Sutton lives on.
5 floors?
Yep.
That works for me. As long as we got an elevator.
Yep. You are required to have an elevator. It is not fast.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, it is a 5-floor building with like a sort of garden level that's that thing of where it's half in the ground.
Mm-hmm.
If that makes sense. So like if you live on what would be the first floor, your windows would start halfway up the wall and then go the rest of the way. And what you would be seeing is the ground outside. Mm-hmm. So you head down and out. And sure enough, around in the like pebbly sort of backyard, quote unquote, it's actually a set of windows are broken. But you would know this for sure because this is a room that you would use often. This is not an apartment that someone has broken into. These windows would lead into the like workshop, sort of off where the supply closet would be and where you would basically be taking and pulling a lot of your things from.
This is separate from the building, or is it still attached to it?
It's part of the building. It's in the building.
Well, what the doggone it? That's my supply room. They're probably taking all the turpentine.
Do you think they were trying to steal something from you? Were you the victim? Are you the target?
Well, we'll have to figure that out, Nathaniel, won't we?
I'm just like a cop. I'm a Virtua cop.
Just be safe, okay? Stay behind me, please.
All right. Why don't you read a bad situation?
Okay. I'd also like to state that I am now clutching my nunchucks. Ready? I always carry them with me.
Noted.
Well, where Lauren has luck, I do not. So we're at a 4.
Oh,
no. Baby.
Oh, boy. Well, the good news is that means you will mark 1 point of experience. And this is one of those rules that I don't think really has a thing for what happens when you fail. But why don't you ask me something that you would like to know the answer to? Like, as you're looking at this, what do you want? What do you want to get?
You said that before. That is this a supply closet that I know it's just like a one-way kind of thing, like one door goes in.
What I want you to get is that like the supply closet is in this sort of area, but this room is like there's like a workshop. This is where you would sort of stash a lot of your cleaning supplies. Okay. This is where you would take things to be repaired. This is where the drills are and things like that. It would probably be connected to by way of a locked door to like the boiler for the building. It's a maintenance room.
Okay. I guess, being a respectable man that cares for this building, is anything missing?
I can make this easy because when you like bend down and look into this window to look into this room to take some kind of inventory of what's there and what's not and what should be, you will fully fall in. That will be the consequence of your failed roll. That you lean in and you just clump onto the workshop and flump onto the concrete floor.
Ouch. So I just take damage or something? Jeez.
No, you've more made a fool of yourself in front of the kid.
Yeah, I think you will just hear Nathaniel say like, Mr. Rob, did you break your hip? Sometimes grandpa people break their hips.
Let me check it out. Let me give it a little wiggle. Everything seems to be all right. Can you give me a hand?
Everything does seem to be all right. He will throw his teeny tiny skinny hand through the window, fully expecting that he can single-handedly lift you out of this room.
Oh, okay. Here we go. Use those muscles you got, bud.
Are you going to take him up on this?
Yeah. You know what? Yeah, I'm going to give him a chance.
Okay. He has not got any muscles, and any attempt to let him pull you up will result in him being pulled in with you.
Oh!
Less dumpily, and you will fully catch him and defend him from harm, and he will land in your arms, giggling his ass off.
I think Rob's giggling just as much.
Is this like your secret lair?
Suppose, you could think of it like that. I've got toilet paper over here and extra plungers. Got to keep those a secret.
He's going to run over to one of those plungers and start swinging it around like a sword. What I will say, because you would just notice this, I think. I won't make you roll for it. Because I think when you stood up, you probably would have just reflexively gone to brush off your jumpsuit from the inevitable broken glass.
Mm-hmm.
But there wasn't any. Not on this side.
Oh. Do I see glass on the outside?
Yeah, you like kind of, you'll stand yourself up on the workbench and kind of look out. And yeah, in sparkling amidst the stones of the like, I don't know what you'd call that. It's like, when they, instead of using mulch, they use rocks. It's that.
Yeah. Is it like, obviously I can fit through this window and I fit through the hole, but like, is the entire window broken? Is it like something of my size or bigger could go through, or is it?
I will say that it doesn't look like something was thrown through it, if that makes sense. Like,
yeah,
it looks like the window was broken and then broken out.
Okay.
Like if you were trying to break into something and you would break the window and then bust out, so that it doesn't look like something was simply thrown through.
Break a little extra. Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, glittering amongst the rocks, there are all these little flecks of broken glass.
Is there any blood or anything? Any indication of someone getting hurt while they're breaking out?
No, none at all. And I think another thing that you would know for sure, the door into the sort of public facing hallway that would lead in here is locked, but the supply closet is hanging open.
Why is that open? What's going on here? Nathaniel, can you wait right here? I gotta go check something.
Did some of the supplies escape?
Oh, no.
Oh, he's got an active imagination.
I'm going to continue to clutch my nunchucks. I'm going to slowly walk up to the supply room door and take a peek.
Okay. Roll act under pressure.
Would would you consider this this being something scary? Could I check XP for that with one of my skills?
Don't worry, I'll check it out. Right? That's the move?
Yeah.
Let me see, because you are, if I can remember, you are the Mundane?
Yep, Mundane. It's the last skill. Don't worry, I'll check it out. Whenever you go off by yourself to check out somewhere or something scary, mark experience. I feel like I should leave it up to you, maybe, for
yeah, I think so.
Whether or not it's scary.
Here's what I'll do. Yep, this is going to be perfect, because what happens when you slowly and carefully open the doors to the supply closet is you can see there's the two shelves on either side, and where there should be a third shelf sort of walk-in closet length away from you, there is instead a watery, shimmery void that's about as tall as you are and about as wide as the room is, and it's outlined by this sort of thin neon edging.
In the supply closet?
In the supply closet. Just like a hole in things. And you can tell either by investigating, by poking a finger through it like they do in movies, or by just kind of assuming that this is something you could walk through. So if you go to investigate this, you will mark experience.
Well, I did write in my bio that I'm curious. I'm always curious. So I'm gonna go into the room. I'm gonna grab a roll of toilet paper.
Okay.
And I'm gonna throw it at that shimmery void.
So just like huck it through?
Yeah, I want to see what happens to it.
Do you want to huck it such that the toilet paper rolls behind it, or just throw it like it's a thing, like a rock?
I'm gonna start with throwing it like a rock. I think
he's got lots of rolls of toilet paper.
Yeah, I've got a plunger and all sorts of things.
Oh yeah, you got supplies. This is the place for them. So you take that, you throw it through. The only way I can think to describe it is, did you ever play Super Mario 64?
Yes, where you go through the port.
When you would jump. When you would jump through a painting, it makes a little epicenter and has little ripples flow out through it that shimmers throughout this entire form that stop at the neon green edges. And it goes through, and you do not hear a thump like you're expecting. It just goes through and it's gone.
I'd like to do one more test. I'd like to take one of a plunger stick and stick it in, but then pull it out.
Okay. Robert.
Yes.
Would you roll plus weird for me?
Oh, no. Oh, no.
I mean, technically, I will say you can use a luck point, but it's up to you.
Nah.
Not this early.
We're at a 2.
Oh!
Excellent.
Like I said.
I love, because I don't know what this is going to do to the rest of your decision-making process, because you will take the plunger and you will stick it into this thing, and the same sort of effect happens where it looks like kind of shimmery, too uniform, low poly water effect. And you will pull it out, and at the point where the wood grain had gone through the portal, it goes from being like a cylinder of wood to being kind of a prism of wood. It's just like got 4 solid sharp-edged sides. And then instead of the plunger, it is like, Robert wouldn't get this reference, but it looks like if there was a Minecraft plunger.
Okay.
Like
It's a digital plunger now.
the curves are off and there's 2, like, yeah.
What? That's not going to work on a toilet anymore.
What, if anything else, would you like to do?
Is there anything else in the room that's different besides, this very normal shimmering portal?
The only things that are different right now are that portal and that plunger.
I think I'm going to step away from the portal.
Okay.
I'm gonna guide Nathaniel out of this area. Me and Nathaniel are gonna leave.
Okay. Out through which exit?
I'm going to close the supply closet door.
Okay.
I probably got there's got to be like a thing of plywood in there, right? Something like that. So I can cover up that window, doing my due diligence.
I'm going to cover up the window. Do you want to lock up the supply closet?
I'm going to lock that. I want to cover up the window and then leave out the main door and lock that behind me.
Okay, I'm going to need you to roll act under pressure. And then I think I'm going to need you to roll manipulate someone to get Nathaniel to leave this alone.
I got 11 for the first one.
Nathaniel is going to try to help you, and you're going to pretend to let him. But he'll slam up some plywood and be like, okay, hand me another nail. And then he hands you the wrong thing, and you just switch to the right nail that you already had.
And then I got a 9 for trying to get him out of there, manipulating someone.
He will say, okay, and I promise I won't investigate it again later. And then he will run away down the hall. See you tomorrow.
I imagine him doing like a Naruto run.
Yes!
He is a fighting dreamer.
Then I'm going to lock the door behind me. And I think the only one, I'm guessing me and maybe Penny are the only ones that have access to this room. So
That's true. And I will also say the kind of relationship I want you to know that you have with Penny, the building manager, is that she's like the person who you email. She's like the person who gives tours. She wears suits. Like, she has access to this room only technically. You've definitely never seen her go in.
yeah.
She doesn't do what a guy like you might call work. And that, I think, is where we're going to leave Robert for just now and head over to Sutton. I don't have much prepared for you, Sutton, because I don't know where you're starting. I mean, it's 3, maybe 4:30 p.m. at this point. Where would Sutton be on, let's say, Tuesday?
I mean, my apartment is fine.
What would you be doing in your apartment?
Is it lame to say that Sutton is dusting in her apartment? Because her apartment is like dark and earthy, I guess, what the kids maybe used to say. I don't know if they're still saying it, is the dark academia vibe, where they just have a whole bunch of things on the wall that, like, if I try and do it, it looks like a catastrophe. But if somebody who's really good at decorating, it looks super cool and just like museum-esque, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Rugs, velvet furniture. Yeah, and they just gotta keep the things clean.
Okay, so you are going about your apartment, putting things just so, replacing the evening's reading back into the bookshelves. So, being that you've been 28 since the late 90s, what kind of cell phone does Sutton have? Have you caught up? Have you kept up?
I think I have the latest. Probably have also like a laptop.
This will help you decide. Sutton, would you roll a naked d6? Plus, we can now get new listeners accustomed to the fact that I
Acquainted
I
to
say
nakedness.
When he says single D6, no, a naked D6.
because I don't want you to add any modifiers.
I rolled a 2.
So your phone buzzes. It is the like building group chat that you were pressured into being put on. And the person that it's from in your contacts list is simply labeled Chatty.
Okay.
And she asks, did anybody hear when the windows were broken? Was it recent? It buzzes again. Was it any of you? Question mark, question mark, question mark.
In this group chat, who's the like almost like the head of the board building group chat person, you know?
It would probably be Penelope, who's definitely on the building group chat.
Oh, really? Okay.
And who definitely has the like 3 dots already starting, but it will take her a while to craft something. What are you asking? I need to know what you're asking.
I was just wondering who's like, okay, so obviously.
Who's cool?
Kind of. Obviously,
Who's the
Chatty
alpha?
is the annoying, nosy neighbor type. But then who's the like, yeah, I guess like the cool one or the one that like maybe convinced Sutton to join despite hesitating, because I probably avoid Chatty a lot, but then now that I'm in a group chat I can rarely avoid her in a way. It's a her, right? Or is it a he? Chatty
is definitely a her. The person who would be the person who's like the gossip but in a fun way, her name is Delia Kane.
So Chatty's complaining about the broken windows.
Yes, Chatty is asking leading questions about the broken windows, assuming that it was someone in the building, or she's looking for who she should be mad at.
Is Robert in this group chat? Does Robert have a cell phone?
That's a question for Robert.
Oh,
I think the only optional person who could be on or off this group chat would be Robert. I think, Jack, you probably also got this message.
I really want to say he doesn't have a phone. But if he does, it's a flip phone that he hasn't touched for a very long time.
A
Who even knows
jitterbug.
Jitterbug. Or like a Nokia brick from 95.
Give me that. Yeah, that's something that like takes forever to like text on. And usually he doesn't.
It still has
touch it.
T9 enabled.
Then I guess I'm gonna give Robert a call.
All right, Robert, as Nathaniel is running away from you and you are locking up, headed back to the rest of your sort of rounds, as it were, your phone rings an extremely old style. It would either be that Nokia ring or it would be for Elise.
Furley sounds like a good Robert ringtone.
Yeah. He picked it when he got the phone, and that was that.
What the hell? How do I answer this? What the? Hello?
Robert, sounding far away, answers the phone.
Hey, Robert.
Hello?
Hey, Robert. This is Sutton.
Who is this?
This is Sutton. I'm on the top floor.
Oh, Sutton. How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
Oh, it's been a crazy day.
Oh, lots of toilets being backed up, or is it broken sinks?
Everybody goes to the toilet. No, it's been a strange day, but I'm managing. What can I help you with?
Does that strangeness have to do with the broken windows that I'm hearing about in the building group chat?
Well, that did happen, and I'm not sure how. Been trying to figure that out myself.
Oh, did someone try to break in?
It doesn't appear like that. It appears that the glass wasn't on the inside.
It was on the outside?
It was. Still trying to figure that one out. Scratching my head a little bit.
That's strange.
You're telling me.
Do you need any help?
Well, you know what? Maybe I think I do. You mind giving me a hand?
Yeah, I'm not doing anything at the moment. I mean, I finished my cleaning for today, so not going over to the senior citizens home until tomorrow, so I'm free.
Sutton, and I think over the phone, Robert, you can hear scratching from outside Sutton's window. Or actually, maybe based on where you are, Robert, you can maybe hear it on the other side of some of these walls.
I'm on the 5th floor.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Maybe it's a tree branch. Happens.
Hopefully.
Just a wisp of clouds.
Can you hold on a moment, Robert?
Sure. Everything all right?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's like the neighbor kid playing, these walls are so thin. 1 second. I'll look to the window.
Roll read a bad situation.
Well, guess who gets to mark experience?
I'm jealous. I've rolled so much and I haven't even failed.
Do harder. I got a 5.
You sure did. I am trying to decide when this building would have been built, and therefore if these windows would open out. Yeah, this building's older.
Okay.
Failed roll, consequence. Though I also think that these kinds of rolls aren't supposed to have consequences, but that's just another reason why I'm going to game jail. So you, open the window, lean your head out, and look down, and you don't see anything. You just see kind of the, I kind of like the idea that your side looks down over the parking lot.
Okay.
And you just see the thin strip of grass between parking lot and building, and then the sidewalk, and then the cars. Sparsely populated here, largely just asphalt and paint. With the failed roll, what you do notice is that there are, on the bricks below, in between windows, some small scratch marks. What you don't notice is the little goblin fellow dangling above you.
Neat.
So what happens instead, you take a look, basically, not seeing anything, and you go sort of never mind to yourself and resume your conversation with Robert V. Slaughter.
I do close my window, though.
You sure do.
Huh. So, Robert, sorry about that. Is there anything you want me to bring along? How can I help?
No, just yourself, huh?
Okay. Well, I guess I'll see you in 3 minutes, if the elevator's having a good day.
All right.
I wish you'd get that fixed.
What was that?
Never mind. See you soon. And I will hang up.
Robert's going to spend the next 30 seconds trying to figure out how to hang up his phone.
All right, perfect.
I will leave my apartment, locking the door behind me, and go down to meet with Robert.
The three of you and everybody else in the building finally gets a response from Penelope that reads, "Yes, thank you. The matter has been reported to law enforcement. In future, I would appreciate if matters like this could be brought to me directly, as I have ways of mitigating and dealing with them that don't need to bother the rest of the residents of the River Bluffs and or cause additional misfortune, harm, or panic. Again, thank you for reporting this and know that I am managing it. Dash Penelope."
I'm going to heart her message.
Okay. I think just Robert then will get a whole other text that has the entire text of Penelope's and then says Sutton loved this.
Yep. That's what all androids get.
Yep.
If they don't have iPhones.
I'm imagining there was at some point where Robert was communicating with those and was so confused on why people were loving and hearting things.
And just why does everybody keep sending me empty boxes? Text just strings of square.
This is why I don't use this thing.
Question mark box.
Hello, listeners, old and new and old. Welcome to the first official episode of our new campaign. We're so excited to be back releasing episodes and sharing our stories with all of you. We've been away for a while, so we've got a couple of announcements and some general reminders on how you can support us.
So first things first, let's talk about what's on the schedule for the next few weeks. So first, this Thursday on June 5th, we have our monthly bonus episode over on Patreon. And this time we played a spooky game of 10 candles with Miah as our GM. So that'll be fun. Next on Tuesday, June 10th, we have a final batch of Dockers' highlights, which was what we called our bloopers during campaign 1. We're calling it the Big Bloop because it is all the extra content from some of our one-shots, Patreon content, and more. We will continue to release new bloopers for channels the Tuesday after a mystery concludes, but going forward, our bloopers will be called Nathaniel's channel after everyone's favorite little neighbor boy. And then finally, we'll be back with our next episode of Channels in 2 weeks from now on June 17th. Miah?
As for your reminders, you can leave us a rating and a review on Apple Podcast, Spotify, or whatever your listening platform of choice is. And can you tell your friends, please? Word of mouth is the best way to get our show noticed, especially since we're starting a new campaign and everyone can come in fresh and not needing any background information like the first campaign. Also, if you are on social media, we're on social media at Monstrous Playbook. You can find us on Blue Sky, Instagram, Facebook, Threads, and Tumblr. If you're able to, you can support us monetarily. You can subscribe to our Patreon for exclusive episodes, subscriber-only swag. We have bloopers, and we have a couple of other extra content. We have a couple of other content. We have more content. Go there. We also have a merch store, and you can also buy us a coffee on our Ko-fi page. If you want to hang out with us, you want to talk about the game, other games, or share any pet photos, you can join us on Discord. That's where we typically hang out. You can find all of these links and more in our Direct Me profile in this episode's show notes.
Our promo this week is for our good friends at Pest Control. They are an actual play horror podcast playing Monster of the Week and a variety of other indie TTRPGs. Speaking of indie games, we recently got the chance to play a game of The Conservatory with Pest Control, which we just posted as a bonus episode last week, so be sure to go check that out. We had so much fun playing with them and getting to hear about their new campaign, which also launched this week. So let's take a listen.
Twins!
What is your name and current position within the company?
My name is Isidora Tripolia. Torpor.
Doug Vespa, somewhere between acting director and director, if I understand correctly.
My name is Kai Lee, one of the scientists in Grand.
Just to be clear, when a gun is pointed at you, you usually aren't the one asking questions.
All right, tell me why I shouldn't kill you right now.
Dozing at his side is an aged golden retriever.
It's a good dog.
He takes a heart out of a cold box and squeezes it dry. Who's got a playlist? I got Ox.
The anomaly kills a member of the team.
I just want to make sure that I don't have to worry about you. Do I have to worry about you?
Thank you. And I pull out my magnum and I shoot her in the throat.
Pest Control presents Scionwood, a brand new, fully scored horror campaign of Monster of the Week. Find us wherever the forest is whispering.
You can find out more about Pest Control on their Direct Me profile, which we've linked in this episode's show notes, and wherever you get your podcasts. And with that, Miah, shall we get back to Broken River?
Heck yeah, let's get wowed.
Get wowed. You have to do more. It has to be a more open. Oh, Miah, get wowed.
I think I'm going to jump back to Jack then.
Barry was said, what is this? What was that about who attacked him or something? I think that was where we left off.
I think it makes sense to sort of cut back into like you having brought him aside to try to convince him that you were just humoring the vagrant to get whatever information that he can, because if we think he's lying, he'll stop talking.
Yeah. Look. He told me what he saw. I don't really think he's necessarily totally there, but I was just humoring him. He's lost a lot of blood. And guess what? He said something attacked him down by the river. There's the bridge. Something scratched him up, ran away, disappeared. Maybe you should check that out.
Right, I'll put an APB out for an imp.
Maybe you should check somebody out with a blue scarf. I don't know. That's what he said he was wearing. There's got to be some details in there that was legitimate. Blue scarf, big ears. I don't know. Look, is there anything else you need? Because I actually kind of got to get back to work.
Roll manipulate someone.
7. Yet another mixed success. Seriously, let me fail.
He runs his fingers through his eyebrows, kind of looks away and thinks for a second, and then looks at Sven, who, while better, is still.
I would have called for like help or something.
If you hadn't, he's going to call for a bus, as he calls it, because stay with him until the ambulance arrives. He's going to get a definitive location from Sven and say, I'm going to check by the canals. And he will point at you, Jack, and just say, stay out of trouble. But there's not a lot of malice in it.
Mm-hmm. I was doing just fine before you came here, bossy. See you around.
Seems kind of like that's just the thing that he says to people when he leaves a room.
Mm-hmm. Well, better watch yourself. There's some goblins out there. I look by looking through this chat thread from the community or whatever about the break-ins and stuff. And are there like pictures in the chat thread of like the break-in, the window and everything?
There are now.
Yeah.
There's going to be some that will show the busted windows. There will be some later ones from some folks that will show them now plywooded up.
Can I investigate the break-in, knowing that I have experience as a burglar, to glean any information from it?
I'm trying to decide whether I like really nailed it or really fucked up by introducing this group chat, because this is going to be a resource for you guys. Because some people are also going to definitely send a bunch of pictures of the glass in the stones, be like, watch your step out here. Don't walk around in stocking feet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, roll investigate a mystery.
That's 9, 10, 11.
Okay. 2 questions.
Yeah, I want to see like what was the method of like break-in, like where did it happen, kind of? Because it sounds like it was it on like the ground floor, or was it higher up, or it always happens on the ground floor usually. So
yeah, it's like garden level. And I think like with your experience as a burglar, and especially the people sort of that you would consider to be beneath you, who would be this kind of burglar, it's not at all done the way that you would do it. Because the way that you would do it would be you'd kick in the window and then you would like go surface to surface to like get any and all jagged areas gone.
Mm-hmm.
But this is 100% done from inside.
Mm-hmm.
And 2, there's still quite a lot of rough, sharp, catchy glass.
Mm-hmm.
If you were like that thing where you like wrap your hand in your jacket and you go all the way around, you would not have left this much, because you would definitely catch something. It's done real clumsy, like an idiot did it.
Yeah, like this is
no craft.
Yeah, it's amateur, but like even worse than that, it's clumsy.
I like the idea that you're almost insulted.
Yeah.
Oh, gross.
Seriously, like what the hell?
It's rude that they didn't get caught.
But can I tell that the glass is coming from the wrong way? Like how you mentioned with Robert?
I like the idea that someone is sending pictures of the glass in the stones, being like, watch out for this too.
Which makes no sense to me. So it's like setting off alarm bells that like this was something that happened on the other side. I guess with my other question, I think I want to ask, are there any dangers we haven't noticed? Am I seeing anything like in these from the pictures or like the thread of information that I have that I'm like, this is setting off warning bells or like something that I should be paying attention to?
The dangers we haven't noticed yet. It's a really good question that I never know how to answer. Here's how I want to phrase it, I think, because you preface this with the fact that you're going to be looking at this through your thief brain,
mm-hmm.
You would have almost accidentally cased your apartment building. So you know beyond a shadow of a doubt that particular window leads into the maintenance room, which would mean that whoever would have broken into that would then have access to all kinds of tools that could then be used to, screw the hinges off of doors and break in that way. Potentially there's a master key down there. So there's all kinds of things. Anyone who would have gotten into there would potentially have added access to anywhere else, and or access to like the boiler where they could really fuck with the building's facilities.
Mm-hmm.
But the other thing that would set off an alarm bell about dangers you haven't noticed yet is if someone was going to be, I don't want to give you red herrings, but I also super, super do. Why would you break out of a room that you ostensibly got yourself into?
Mm-hmm. Makes no sense, yeah.
Except if you didn't get yourself there. If someone had trapped you there.
Mm-hmm.
If, say, someone had held a prisoner.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
What the heck are you doing down there, Robert?
Yeah, I think in her head, she's almost like has a narrative going that she's like, is something happened to the janitor?
yeah, this makes sense. This makes sense. I think that, like, if nothing else, this makes you really want to talk to Robert the janitor.
Mm-hmm. I'll call Robert. This is the most your phone has been hopping all month.
Okay, Sutton and Robert, you have met up, and Robert, your phone rings.
Hello?
Hey, Robert? Rob? I don't remember what you like.
Who is this?
Hey, this is Jack Harrow.
Oh, how's it going? How are you?
Yeah, it's fine. I just thought I'd call and check on you. Did you get locked in the supply closet or something? I saw there was a bunch of glass coming out of there. It didn't really make sense.
Oh, no, I didn't get locked in there. Why do you say that?
Well, I saw the thread, community thread that they've got for the building here, and there's the break-in, I guess, but it didn't look like a break-in. It was somebody who was breaking out. And so I thought maybe you got locked in there. I don't know. Are you okay?
Oh, I'm fine and dandy. I had a glass apple juice this morning.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, what's going on there? Is everything okay? What happened?
Somebody broke some glass. Not sure who.
Jack, roll manipulate someone. This is a thing. You can manipulate other hunters.
Well, that's my first failure. I rolled a 4.
Then I have some wonderful news. So, on a miss, Robert, it is up to you to decide how much Jack has just offended or annoyed you. And if you don't tell her what happened in the maintenance room, you will mark experience.
What if I do like a partial tell, but say we'll talk about it later? Can I still mark experience because I didn't tell her?
No, the only thing... Yeah, you can tell her as you like, but it's only if you actively don't do what she wants you to that you'll mark experience. Is it better for you to mark experience, or is it better for you to have her in on what you know?
I mean, she'll find out eventually, so I might as well mark experience. She's got to come home.
I'm just going to work my shift the rest of the day. You guys can go to whatever land.
We don't need her.
If you want to mark experience, the only thing that you can do is hang up on her right now.
I can't do that, unfortunately.
He's too nice.
Yeah.
Well, I went in there today to check it out. Took a little bit of a tumble, but I'm okay. And then I looked at there is something in the closet. I'm not quite sure what it is.
Like a person or an animal, or what was it?
No.
None of the above.
Can you describe it with your words?
You ever look in a mirror before?
Yes.
You ever put your hand through a mirror?
No.
Exactly.
Only in my dreams.
You're just gonna have to come check it out.
I'm at work, so I don't know.
Oh, it'll be here when you get back. Don't you worry.
I'll see if I can get off early. Maybe if I let them know the apartment got broken into or something. All right. I'll catch up with you when I can.
All right. Have a good day.
Yeah, you too. Be careful.
Always am.
All right. Yeah, I hang up and I'm gonna try to see if I can maybe get one of my coworkers to cover for me.
Which one? And roll manipulate someone.
Got enough tips?
She's still here, Darla?
I mean, since there's been action happening, yes, she's still here. It'd be a push.
I'll just talk to Darla and say, hey, Darla, could you do me another favor?
Arms go cross.
Guess what happened at my apartment building today? And I'm going to show her pictures of the break-in and say, somebody broke into my apartment building, and I really need to go back and make sure that everything is okay, that nobody stole things in my place. I've got some really important things that are... I don't know. I would lose it if they got stolen. So you do me a solid here. I'll cover you extra next week.
Roll it.
Okay. 10.
God damn. Okay. She's gonna do her level best to just keep giving you her shitty, stinky eye,
Mm-hmm.
and then be like, I had somebody break into my place last summer. It was the worst summer of my life.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks. You're your doll.
You know what I am?
Yeah. I'll give her the little bit of tips that I've made so far. Give it to her. And then I'll head out.
It's like $3 for
Yeah. Hey, I said I'd give you my tips. I'm good for my word.
Stuffs it in her bra.
Yep.
All right, and you're off.
But not before I give Sven a hamburger. Or whatever. Wait, no, you said, what did we have?
Pizzas.
We had pizzas. That's pizzas, right?
Sven left, didn't he, in the ambulance?
They had called somebody to come get him. So I sent him off with some food.
All right, yeah, you sent him off with eggies wrapped in paper towels.
Yeah.
Completely greased up.
Yeah.
Absolutely. He's very grateful. He will eat the hell out of this and the paper towels because they'll taste like pizza.
Oh, God, Sven.
Buddy.
Okay, so you go to get into your car, and without you remembering putting it there is a pretty hefty, you would call it a tome,
Mm-hmm.
a book on the passenger seat.
I look at it and I just like sigh because I've been trying to get rid of this thing for a while now, and it just keeps showing back up.
The book looks back at you.
Okay, I'm really sick of this book, and I as I'm like driving at some point, I like rolled down the window and I just like chucked the book back out of the car.
Like out the window?
Yep.
Okay.
And I pull up to the apartment building and I'm about to get out.
You almost trip over a book as you step out of the car.
You gotta be fucking kidding me. I'll pick it up.
Okay.
And I'll just I have like a side bag or something. I just like put it in there for now.
I assume CW style.
Yep. Jesus Christ. Oh, hey, Robert. How are you? How's it going?
Oh, hey. How are you? You all right?
Yeah, it's just an eventful day at the bar. So what's going on with the supply closet? Hey, Sutton.
Yeah, I was gonna ask how much. You're like, oh, so we're gonna be one of those characters. I was gonna ask you, and how much do you think Sutton and Jack might have interfaced?
How much we've interacted? I mean, not a ton. Occasionally. You said you live on the 5th floor?
Mm-hmm. I do come to dog tag, but I never order anything alcoholic.
I think you're more a bar friend than you are an apartment friend.
Yeah, I probably have seen you definitely more there than I have at the actual place we live.
Like in your phone, maybe, like in your contact in the group chat, Sutton would be labeled as Sutton parentheses bar.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think we're like more acquaintances than anything. And I mostly have acquainted with you at the bar where I work.
Like head nod. Jack.
Hey.
Head nod indeed.
So yeah, what's going on?
Well, I was in here earlier today with Nathaniel, checking out the window and everything, and found something kind of strange. I'm not sure how to describe it. I guess I could show you.
We'll have to see it eventually.
Opens the door, unlocks it, flips the light switch on. We go over to the supply closet, open that up.
Robert, you open the door, and you walk in, and you flip the light switch, and the light itself is one of those bare bulbs in the middle of the ceiling. And it does this like harsh light onto all the very, very dark wood in here. There's a like concrete floor is like a pretty slate gray. And then all of the surfaces of wood, there's like shelves built into the wall, seem to have been built very hastily of very cheap materials, but they've held well enough. There's a wide workbench that is the only sort of pale seeming wood in the place. It's kind of unvarnished cedar is what it kind of looks like. The other thing that is reflecting off of the light is the plywood blocking the windows that he had repaired up in the sort of top third of the space. And then, yes, to your left as you enter is the padlocked supply closet. So that is the space you have walked into. Broken windows, plywooded shut, workbench, well-stocked tools, shelves everywhere. Locked supply closet. He unlocks the supply closet, and that is where I bring you back in.
Okay, because Sutton's walking towards the plywood window because she's under the impression she came here to help with the window.
Okay.
That's well, the window, as you can see, I've covered that up, but there's something else I think you should see. Opens up the supply closet, and I'm sure there's another little tiny little chain light. I click that on.
Yep. And it shines down on all of the shelves on both sides, but none of the shelves on the far side. And instead, there is this irregularly shaped sort of oblong oval bordered in neon green. Inside is this gently shimmering void of black.
You see why I'm a bit confused?
What the fuck is that, Robert?
I reach down on, because I guess I didn't say what I did before with it, but that plunger, I pick up that plunger. I show, well, I stuck a plunger into it.
As you do.
Okay.
Robert picks up this plunger, and sure enough, you can see that it looks like the handle that he's holding it by is a wooden handle. The rest of it looks like a digital cartoon.
Did you buy that from the store?
No, here, let me show you. I go to the infinite supply of plungers, grab another one, and do the same thing.
Yep. Regular plunger goes in. Low polygon cartoon plunger comes out. I think the other thing that I want to say is that at irregular intervals, some of the surfaces of the plunger seem to kind of sketch out and reload.
Like a little glitch?
Like the wood grain will sort of skip and then be different on one of them.
Like a reset almost?
Yeah, something like that.
I want to touch it.
You want to touch it?
Yeah. I want Sutton to
The plunger or the portal?
No, the portal. I want Sutton to
touch the
just
portal?
I think that she has been kind of like looking in, peeking over Robert's shoulder, and then slide around him and just put her hand into the portal.
Yeah, without any of the rest of you noticing it, Sutton has gotten right up to this odd little portal thing. You want to stick a hand in?
Arm, I'll stick my arm into
Arm?
to my elbow.
Part of me really wants to stop her.
Roll plus weird.
Okay, I can do that. I'm good at that. Fuck yeah, I'm good at that. That's gonna be 15.
You stuff your hand into this thing up to the elbow, and then you can see the two uniform ripples of the quote-unquote water's surface come out from that stump, and you pull your hand out, and it appears unchanged. I can tell you, no. Roll read a bad situation.
Okay.
And Maya's face falls.
Okay, I'm gonna do only 3. I was tempted to do a luck
3?
point. Yeah, I was tempted to do a luck point, but nah.
Okay, never mind. It's fine. So yes, you've now seen Sutton push her hand in and pull her hand out just as it was before.
What did you just do?
Is this some magic magic show thing, or are you a magician in your spare time, Robert? You pull a rabbit out of a hat, or?
I do want to say for Robert, the idea that you have spare time strikes you as funny.
If you mean a great nunchuck user, I know some magic.
That's not what I was saying, but okay.
Is there somewhere I can look around or behind this void, or is it straight against a wall?
Not really. I mean, it's not against a wall. But I think you can't get your head around it. You can move enough to know that there are things that you can see behind it, other bottles and laundry detergent and stuff. That, if you look this way, you can see some, and if you look this other way, you can see the others. There are things behind it. I won't allow you. You can't get your head around to the other side, though.
Can I take my arm and put it on the outside next to this portal thing, then go horizontally?
Oh, you want to go through the neon?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're just watching her try all these different. Oh, what does this do?
Should you really be doing that? I don't know if.
Well, you have to find out new things somehow by testing them. And you saw that my hand came back out normal and fine. So maybe it's just inanimate objects.
Yeah, but apparently the plunger.
That's why I used the plunger.
I mean, I don't know if you want to keep testing that.
That's okay.
You put your hand at the outside. You try to bring it to touch the border of this thing.
I'm essentially trying to take my arm across the hole.
Yeah.
Okay.
It feels like you slammed the inside of your forearm against a car door.
Okay. Robert, do you have any rope?
Of course.
Can I borrow some rope?
Well, what kind of rope do you want?
The strongest rope that you have.
He gestures to the rope shelf.
Well, I got twine, I've got string, I've got 1,000-pound tension rope, I've got some climbing rope, I've got...
Probably the 1,000-pound, whatever one's the strongest. And you seem... Okay, I'm sorry for just assuming, but you seem like you might be an Eagle Scout. Am I right?
Pulls up, opens up his jumpsuit. He's got a little badge right there.
Would you mind tying this rope around me?
So he proceeds to tie a double figure eight around you and creates a bit of a harness as well into that, and then creates a bowline around a pipe of some sort that's in there, just a holder. I'm not strong enough, but you're secure now.
Okay, cool. I'm going to lean my head in.
Okay. You lean your head in, and initially you see absolutely nothing. It is as though you dunked your head into a hole of complete and pure darkness. And it is cold, as though you dunked your head into the lake. But it's not wet. And then it's like your eyes adjust, or perhaps something comes into focus and you can see maybe pretty far off away from you is this like dark blue shimmering box bordered in silver. And then coming into view in the center of this, not a box, rectangle, 3 words on 2 lines. The word on the bottom is grayed out, and that word says continue. And above that, lit up invitingly, it says new adventure. But this box is quite far away from you.
I'm going to step in.
Okay.
Fully. Look around. Anything else I see?
Roll rate a bad situation.
That's going to be 2.
It's a 2. Excellent. Wonderful news. No.
Okay.
You're in an utterly black expanse. You can hear far away some kind of music.
Okay. I'm going to lean back out of the portal, world, door, whatever, to Robert and Jack. It's pretty cool in here.
Sutton's head and shoulders are now peeking out of this nothingness void.
Do they look like her shoulders, or does she look pixelated?
She looks like her.
Okay.
I'm going to stick my hand out, arm in hand.
Are you okay?
Yeah, totally fine. Oh, how does the rope look?
Oh,
2D?
The rope also looks normal.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to hold my arm out to invite them in.
I think I looked to Robert like, we're not going in there, right?
Well,
Robert shrugged.
Do you want the rope? You can have the rope. I'm going to start taking off the rope and handing it to Jack.
I'm going to keep the rope. I'm going to keep it attached. I want to hold on to the rope.
Yeah, you might want to keep that attached there just in case. I've seen lots of movies where you're going to want some way out.
If she doesn't want to wear it, I'll wear it.
Yeah, you go ahead, Robert.
Well, let me just put this on, I guess, I've always thought, be curious, not judgmental.
That is exactly right, Robert. Be curious indeed. Now, come on. And Sutton's going to go back in. I'll make my way slowly, not in a rush, towards the glowing new adventure.
Robert reaches into his jumpsuit, gets the nunchucks ready, and clicks a flashlight on and walks in.
Jack.
Do I need to roll to manipulate?
You were already inside.
No. I meant to Jack.
To manipulate me.
Do I need to roll manipulate to get them to come with?
Oh, if you want, if that's what you want to do, roll manipulate someone.
She's like, manipulate me. Try it.
I rolled a 12.
If you go in, you will mark experience and get +1 forward.
I think Jack has like her arms crossed, and she's just like, God damn it. And she's like, fine, I'm not going to let you two get yourselves killed, so I might as well come. And I will mark experience, and I will walk in.
So, the three of you walk in. As Jack steps through, you all see this blue-black metallic-looking box. It says New Adventure and grayed out Continue. The words New Adventure light up and overtake your vision. The darkness of this place goes white. From outside of this place, in the supply closet, the shimmering portal, it doesn't fade and it doesn't close, but it flattens, and the rope falls to the floor. Slack. Executive producer Jonny Grubb. This has been Channels, featuring
Miah as Sutton Malone.
Drew as Robert V. Slaughter.
Lauren as Jack Harrow.
and Jonny as literally everybody else. Channels is a production of the Monstrous Playbook. Miah is our producer and engineer, Lauren and Miah are our editors, and our theme song is by me, Jonny. If you like this episode, please tell a friend. We love friends. You can find the Monstrous Playbook on the social media network that resonates with you. We post on Facebook, Instagram, Tumblr, and Blue Sky, and we hang out on Discord. If you just can't get enough of the Monstrous Playbook, you can join us on Patreon, where you'll find blooper reels, exclusive merch and miniseries, and NPC side stories. We'll see you next episode where, as always, I'll have some good news and some bad news. Thanks for listening.
One second. I'll look to the window.
To the wall.
Roll read a bad situation.
Thank you, Lord. Sweat drops down my balls. Oh, I need to roll 2 dice this time. Read a bad situation?
Do we have to start this
Skeet,
already?
Oh, skeet. God damn.